Most people would consider my mustache to be a big, full mustache. Now, I know there are guys out there with monumental mustaches and would make mine look like a little child going through puberty. I totally get that. But I would say I have a big mustache, and with that comes some major challenges. I'm big on form over function when it comes to facial hair. This is not really functional. I don't know any aspect of life where I'm like, oh yes, I'm so glad I had a mustache so it would do this feature for my life. No, I just think it looks good. I think a big mustache completes a big beard look, and for me, that's worth it. Now, things like eating and drinking especially are really difficult, and other challenges like kissing your significant other. There's not many significant others out there that love to kiss a mustache, but again, I think it's worth it. So this video is gonna be me giving you some tips and tricks to eating and drinking with a big mustache, especially if it's covering your top lip. Now, eating with a beard is easy. You may just get some crumbs or some dribbles from some ice cream and sauce. That's no big deal. A mustache is an actual barrier. It really is. So I'm gonna break everything down here. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying this is the manliest video of all time, because some people are gonna say, just be a man about it. And that's fine. That's just not my style. I found what has worked for me, and I figured I'd share it with you guys. And if you don't know who I am, my name is DanCBearded. A lot of my subscribers like to call me the trusted teacher for all things beard related, because I am a teacher by profession. I'm a middle school history teacher, and I love bearded things, and I try to cover as many different angles of the beard world on this channel as I can, and there are tons and tons of other things that I'm excited to bring to you guys. So if you enjoy that content, I do encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel, and thank you for checking out the video today. Coming up are my tips and tricks for eating and drinking with a mustache, but at the very end, I am gonna throw in a little bonus story, and that's gonna be my worst ever experience with a mustache. The worst, so stay tuned for that if you wanna hear the most terrible feeling of all time with a mustache. I haven't really heard anybody talk about this yet, so I had to bring it to you guys. But first, eating with a mustache. I will say, the easiest way to have a better experience with eating with a full mustache is by styling your mustache with mustache wax. That does not fit my style or what I do, but apparently that is much easier to do. Like my buddy Jake, who has a wonderful handlebar mustache, he says he does his on his days off just to be able to eat, and that makes sense. All I do is just simply comb to the side and style my mustache. Today is a no heat day for my beard. I didn't use a blow dryer or anything. I just used gravity, good routines, length, all that. And then the mustache is the only one that kind of doesn't have the benefit of gravity, so it's a little bit more difficult to deal with. So I don't have a dedicated mustache comb. Pretty much my Kent comb has become that. And I just go down the middle and then I just part out to the side. And that does help out a little bit. If I don't do anything to my mustache, it's a mess. It curls into my lips, all that stuff. But it's just part of it. I have a lot of guys that are like, Dan, my mustache is in my mouth, it's on my lips. If you want to have the look of the mustache and you don't want to style it heavily with wax, that's just something you have to get used to, period. But my biggest tip of this entire video, and this is the one people are going to criticize, and that's okay. I'm just being honest here and telling you guys what I do. For eating with a mustache, for almost everything, I use a fork and knife. I use a fork and knife for burgers. I use it for hot dogs. I use it for gluten-free pizza, and I say that because I have celiac disease. Anybody that doesn't know out there, I'm allergic to wheat, so I can't have any of that stuff. But I use a fork and knife. On all these things that guys are like, oh, just shove it in your mouth, you know, I use a fork and knife. It just makes it easier. I break the stuff down into little tiny compact bites that can fit in my mouth and not really mess up my mustache or get too crazy. And that's just what I enjoy. The only time I don't is if it is portable enough to be able to fit in my mouth, like nachos. Nachos, you use the chip as the vehicle instead of the silverware. It works out really well. I am almost always using a fork and knife, and that has really helped my eating. Now drinking, I only drink out of two different styles. One is with a straw. Almost everything is with a straw. I drink a gallon of water every day for my body health, my beard health, and I always use a straw for that. It comes in different ways. This is the water bottle or water cup that I have today. Cheers, straw, easily. The only time I'm not drinking a beverage out of a straw is when it comes in a can. Now, cautionary tale when it comes to a can, the little thing on the top is called the pop top. That's why this is called a pop. not a soda, not a Coke. This is not a Mountain Dew Coke. This is a actual pop here because of that pop top. And I'm just giving you a hard time. I know it's regional. I know this. Guys, I'm joking. Sarcasm. Come on. If you catch a mustache hair in the corner of one of these pop tops, stepping on a Lego can set aside. That is one of the most painful things ever, catching that thick mustache hair and it plucks it out too early. Oh, good golly. But those are the two main ways that I drink things. I'm not pouring in a nice hard cider into a glass and drinking it out of there. I'll drink it out of the can. I will drink it out of the bottle. I'm usually not using a straw for that type of thing, but my water, other types of things, juice, right? When I'm in the morning, I usually have apple juice or grape juice with my collagen, and I use a straw for that. So that's just what I do for those. Okay, check. I'll come back questions for you, but I wanted to hit you guys with my worst experience ever with a mustache. And it comes down to this little fella here. So this is a flossing pick. Now, I was flossing, and I've actually done this several times. I did not learn my lesson. And I'm going through my top teeth, and I took this, and I pushed a mustache hair in between my teeth, and it was stuck in there like it was floss, and was not very easy to get out. That is not a fun experience. Please tell me I am not alone. Any of you big mustachios out there, have you ever flossed your tooth with a mustache hair by accident and then it's stuck on the inside just dangling like this? You're trying to get it out. You got to use the other pick side and go through there. Awful. That is worse than pulling a mustache hair out. That's worse than getting sauce in it. That's worse than eating your mustache. Flossing your own teeth with your own mustache hair goes down in the book for me as the worst. 2 seconds, I'll be back to you guys for a conclusion. To summarize, I think it's pretty simple, but it's also pretty important here. When you are eating, use silverware, get little bite-sized bites so you're not messing up all of this. When you're drinking, use a straw or a drinking apparatus that doesn't allow you to have your mustache all in your drink. Now, question for you guys. What has been your experience with eating with a mustache or even a beard? Do you have any additional tips and tricks? Do you style your mustache up? Are you on the same page with me? Or you just go full America, full man, full just dive in there? I'm gonna eat wings, I'm gonna eat ribs, I'm gonna get all messy. Let me know down below. Everybody has their own style, and guess what? That's okay. That makes it beautiful. I love that diversity. Thank you guys, as always. DanCBearded. Stay bearded and stay positive.